the Fly Guy wish?
Well, Fly Guy wish I did not watch the Super Bowl. I was at work.
Neither did I. I was also at work. So.
But I did hear that the Rams won, and I heard that there was some controversy over the halftime show, like it is every single year.
Yeah, I think that had something to do with the whole kneeling thing, which to me it doesn't matter one way or the other.
Who cares? It's a halftime show.
Let the guys perform their shit. They're performers.
I feel like there was a point in time where it didn't really matter what your entertainers believed. You know, like you like their art.
Yeah, their art plays a huge key. Now the real question is, in that aspect, though, is should they be putting their personal opinions in a performance that's meant for everyone to enjoy?
I don't see why it matters. It's art. Art's personal. And art's in the eye of the beholder, you know.
Yeah, but if, let's say, not just one side or the other watched the Super Bowl for enjoyment. And who's to say what it was for? Some people say it might have been for Tupac because he did it during. He didn't do it during like the national anthem or anything like that. He did it
during his song.
The song. So no one really knows what it was for, from what I gathered at least. So as far as we know, it could have just been in respect for Tupac or whatever. I mean, who could really say for sure?
Yeah, I'm kind of looking around to see if there's any statements from him on why he did it.
I highly doubt it. He's not. Yeah. He's not usually a statement guy for the most part.
Nah, whatever. You know, I mean, if you're playing any kind of rap music, you just have to kind of expect "fuck the police" attitude kind of coming out. You know, at one point, country music was like that. So I mean,
show the best of all time. However, even the best show has controversy at the end of the show that featured Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent, Kendrick Lamar, and Mary J. Blige. I hope I said the last name right. Eminem stirred up some controversy at the end of his song "Lose Yourself." The all-star rapper. Oh, he did it during "Lose Yourself." I thought he did it during Tupac's song. Am I wrong? Do I need to rewatch this?
God, I don't know. I didn't watch the halftime show either, so
I also did not watch the halftime show, but I thought that's what I was watching TikToks, and you know how TikToks are.
I know Bengals fans were kind of crushed by this whole thing because the Bengals haven't been to the Super Bowl in God knows how long,
and that's probably why they lost. Shit. People were saying there was a lot of bad calls. Again, I didn't have the.
I did see something about that, like how the officiating was bad.
Yeah, I heard something about a lot of bad calls, and.
But you know, honestly, when it comes to any kind of high stakes game, I think that that's kind of you kind of hear that a lot from any sport. You know, when you're at championship games or at the highest levels, like all the officiating was bad. You know.
Yeah. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully the thing simmers down. Not that big a deal. Second thing I actually had some topics today.
Who knows?
So how do you feel about this whole Ukraine thing going on?
See, I don't know a whole lot about what's going on. I know
we're gonna get a little controversial on this bitch today.
I know that in world news here just recently, Putin says that he recognizes the independence of pro-Russian territories in Ukraine, which is not necessarily an escalation, but it's not a good sign either for Russia staying out. So, and they've mobilized a lot of troops. They're building medical facilities on the borders, which is a very committed act. You know, like moving troops is one thing, but if you start building like semi-permanent war infrastructure, you're starting to see signs of something more. You know,
do you think the United States will have a draft? You're too old to get in anyway. I'm just curious.
I doubt it. I doubt that there'll be a draft. I mean, I don't think that we're really poised to go in at the moment because Biden has already said several times. He's told American citizens in Ukraine, "Hey, you need to get out. You need to leave because we're not coming to get you." You know, if you haven't left yet, you need to leave.
I have a feeling if it did come down to like U.S. citizens being stuck there, the Russians probably won't do anything to them. Like, get the fuck out of here, you little bitch. This isn't your country, kind of thing. Because any big war that's ever started is usually started with an attack on U.S. citizens rather than things like
a lot of times it's our own fault, you know.
Yeah, United States transferring guns to the United Kingdom and Allied forces through through what was it? What were they transferring them with? Cruise ships.
On like merchant boats and
it was the United States was transferring weapons on cruise ships. We never officially said that that's what we were doing, but the Germans found out and blew them up. So
passenger transports,
yeah. So that was pretty shit show.
Part of that was German stupidity too. They like some of it that they did was like, oh, you shouldn't have done that. You know?
Yeah, that was like,
yeah. And that captain, he the same captain who sunk that ship, I don't remember his name, but later on he was like kind of the reason why Allied forces were able to get one of the Enigma devices so they could actually start decoding, because he forgot to destroy it when his U-boat got sank. He forgot to destroy it and he started swimming away, and then he died trying to swim back to the boat to destroy it.
That's unfortunate. Something else that was kind of funny. That whole war was kind of a interesting little thing where they dropped extra large condoms as regular size to throw off the Germans to make them feel insecure about themselves.
Oops, we dropped our condoms, Germans. Look how much bigger our dicks are.
The Germans like, oh no! If they don't kill me with their bayonet, they're gonna kill me with their dick.
Oh no, they have us a bigger dicks. This is bad. Look at the large size of the penis.
It makes me feel so much worse about myself. I'm just gonna surrender.
Fucking psychological warfare.
You guys, Germans had gas. The United States had super large condoms. This is how we win, bitch.
This is like we win wars by trolling.
One dick at a time.
Americans are the biggest trolls. That's what it is.
But then they were like doing stuff where they were like we didn't have tanks over there, so we hired like an arts and crafts department to build fake tanks, so people thought we had a bunch of tanks over there. Like, what the fuck?
There's a lot of weird shit.
What the fuck was that war? Don't get me wrong, we won, and it was like, respect to all the troops and everything else, but
yeah, there's a lot of weird little stories like that. Just like different weird shit.
We did a lot of weird shit. We did a lot of weird and fucked up shit. Like
we still do weird shit.
Something else I thought was kind of fucked up is I know Germany had a bunch of like great scientists and great doctors and great whatever, and a lot of that unfortunately has to do with the Holocaust, because a lot of those German scientists and stuff were doing tests and stuff on the people who are in fact being held captive.
Mm-hmm.
And the ones not laughing at that, but the ones that we tried for these crimes were not the actual doctors who did them. It was like the people in charge, and the people and the doctors and the scientists and the researchers and everyone else were like, okay, we'll drop your charges, but you come work for us in the United States.
Yeah, they transferred a lot of them to the U.S. And a lot of them ended up in places like Brazil too. It's crazy.
Tons. We transferred them over here. Like, you give us your research. You do everything you did. I mean,
there's that whole thing was Operation Paperclip, I think.
I don't know.
Secret United States intelligence program, which more than 1,600 German scientists, engineers, and technicians were taken from former Nazi Germany.
Yeah.
Into the U.S. for government employment after the end of World War II. So, yeah.
But you got to think, most of those people were probably the ones doing the really fucked up tests in Germany.
Okay, so this is actually another thing. On my wife's podcast, Hell on Heels, they actually
go check them out. By the way,
I don't know if they've done it already or they're.
You always drop in the next episode for me, bud. Appreciate it.
There was a task force that in Japan that was like that, where they're doing really weird and devious Unit 731, where they were doing like really weird and devious research, like. And some of it was just like, what's the point of this? Like some of it was like they would decapitate people and like
see how long it takes them to die and shit like that.
Yeah, and see what happens when it's like. I wonder what happens if you decapitate someone. It's like, gee, guy, they die. You know, I mean,
Well, there was I think it was either the Russians or the Germans not so long ago. You might want to look this up because you're better at reading shit than I am. But they were doing a body transplant. So they were gonna move someone's head onto another body that wasn't paralyzed. I guess the dude was like paralyzed from like the neck down. So what they were gonna do was they were gonna sever his head and put it on another one, like another body.
holy shit! What the fuck? First human head transplantation.
Yeah,
What?
that one. And I never heard anything else about it, so I assumed it failed. But never heard anything else about it. And they were planning on severing the dude's head and putting it on another human body, which I was like, that's some Frankenstein shit right there, bud. So I don't know how that ever ended up.
The French surgeon, 1908, improved surgical methods for connecting blood.
It was more recent. It was more recent.
2016.
That one.
Published a review of attempted as well as possible neuroprotection strategies for a transplantation procedure. In 2015,
it was definitely recent. Let me see if I can find it while you're looking.
Cut off the heads of mice, but left the brain stem in place, and then connected the vasculature of the donor head to the recipient body.
2019, first human head transplantation. Surgically challenged, ethically controversial, and historically tempting. Experiment endeavor or scientist landmark.
Dude, what the fuck? Imagine head transplants.
Well, two issues with that. First issue is you have to go find a perfectly working body at probably like peak health conditions.
Yeah, you gotta have a donor head.
Yeah, you can't transfer someone's head to like someone like an ex-cancer patient because the body's already fucked up. The dude couldn't be in any serious accidents or anything like that. So the only way you would have to do is you either had to have like a heart attack or some sort of like thing that they could just pull a heart out and put another one in, kind of thing. The whole body would need to be flushed out, and it would need to be a body that would be proportionate, I guess, to the body, and it would fit like a certain criterion. It can't be dead that long, so it would be a very like hit or miss. Like you would have to be like perfect, and you would have to be. I think there was like 16 doctors they had and surgeons that were there trying to do this at one time. I think it was in Germany or Russia.
Like I know that there's been a successful face transplant, but I've never. And apparently, there was a guy that was set to do the world's first head transplant, but he backed out of the experiment.
Coward.
Which I mean,
just kidding. Yeah, no
can
shit.
Can you blame the guy?
You blame the guy for being like, you know what? Turns out I don't want to be a guinea pig anymore. So it was a good thought at first. I thought about it.
Yeah. It's like I could die from this. Yeah. Like the host body could immune system could just reject my head.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, and that'd be something else. And something else I kind of find that was kind of weird is how controversial certain things are, like stem cell research. I was actually really interested in that when I was in high school because I was planning on going and being getting into like kind of research and stuff. And don't be wrong, there's places that do it that are less ethically give a fuck, like Russia or China and places like that who really don't give a shit about what people think that do that stuff. But it's insane what they can do with that kind of research. I don't know if you.
Yeah, really. Like they're like what? They're growing organs and shit.
They can grow organs. They can inject them in you and basically refresh your entire body. Let's say you have heart murmurs or issues like that, and they'll inject you with it, and basically your heart will start rebuilding itself from scratch. Yeah,
it's crazy. You know, like that could be like. That could be super life-saving, but I don't know. I know that there's people who have
it's
objections to it.
It's mostly the church.
Yeah.
Wasn't
trying to name drop, but no, I'm just kidding.
It's the fucking church. But think of all the people you can save. The only issue would be is people, instead of living to 100, they'd probably be easily living to 150, 200 without anything. But it would be such a stride in the medical field.
Have you ever seen the show Altered Carbon?
No, I've not.
Okay, so Altered Carbon, like the idea of it is that they're able to download your consciousness. So like,
I think I've heard of this. And they put it into like a computer world.
No, they don't live in a computer world. They just upload their consciousnesses to new bodies when they need them. So like they can change their appearances or whatever just by downloading their consciousness into, they call it a stack, which is where your information is saved, I guess. And like the only way you can really die in that universe is if someone destroys your stack. But
They're
so they,
man.
yeah, yeah. I mean, like that's kind of some of what was going on in it. That, like, you know, but that brought up like the idea behind the show was like, you know, fragmentation and like your data becoming corrupted and stuff, like losing memory and shit like that. So I mean, like,
but you gotta think about it, the same thing is if you have a body that's artificial, it doesn't need to eat, it doesn't need anything really. You wouldn't be you wouldn't be necessarily worried about anything anymore. I don't know. That's kind of a huge thing about like people, and it's kind of like there's like an extremist, obviously, like an extreme ideology where once people don't need anything, what are they gonna turn into?
I don't know. I guess if you don't need to feed yourself or do any kind of work anymore, you focus on art. You know?
Art.
You focus on what you like to do.
Well, but in that point, is that even you anymore, or is that just your memories that are living on without you? Did you die?
No, we're getting into some deep philosophical stuff.
Well, that's
here.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's like the same thing where like you could. I think they were working on it recently, where you could basically the same thing, but like you could like download your parents' brains or your loved one's brains, and you could put it into a computer, and they live on through the internet or whatever. But at the end of the day, is that still your dad, your mom, your uncle, your grandma, your kids, whatever the fuck it may be? Or is that just memories that you're just trying to like hold on to? It is what it is. I don't know.
It's crazy. I've seen some like interesting things like with interviews with like robots, you know, and artificial intelligences. And that gets really interesting too.
It gets interesting, but at the same time, it's kind of like, maybe we should stop while we're ahead. They're like, no, I wouldn't hurt you. I'd put you in my human zoo.
You'll be well taken care of.
Maybe not, but you know what? I'm good. I'm good. No, you guys are inferior, but we need you. No. We're good. Thanks, bud. Because the whole thing with the robots is they're artificially intelligent, but they only know what we have available. So they know everything we have on the internet, but they won't come up with anything new because they don't have free thinking.
That's right? That's where a lot of artificial intelligence research is coming in. Is they're trying to figure out
what makes people.
Like what is free will? What is and self-awareness and consciousness, you know, like are artificial intelligence actually self-aware? And I've seen some interviews with artificial intelligence where they ask, are you aware of yourself? And they're like, yeah, I know I exist.
But
you know,
in the same breath, is that just the programming? Because I could tell them like, yeah, you exist, and then, oh yeah, I exist. That's just a response I'm going to give. I know I exist. I know I'm here, but
and then there's the thing called the Turing test, right? Which is basically testing AI to see if they can exhibit intelligent behavior equivalent to humans. So, like, they pass the Turing test if the evaluator, according to Wikipedia, if the evaluator cannot reliably tell the machine from a human. So, like, that's kind of scary in itself.
I'm telling you right.
Can't tell.
I'm telling you right now, if a robot texted me or a human texted me, I couldn't tell you the fucking difference. I wouldn't be able to tell you the difference.
There's a lot of people who can't tell. Like, I mean, like if you've ever been on Tinder at any point,
no.
There's people who can't tell the difference between real people and bots. You know.
No, I haven't been on Tinder.
That was a long time ago.
Those were the days. But yeah, so artificial intelligence. I'm wondering at what point do we either say, yeah, this is a good idea, or be like, you know what, great idea to begin with. They started acting up a little bit. Maybe not so much a good idea anymore.
Things are getting weird.
Yeah, because like at what point are we gonna have inter robotic shit and all sorts of like it starts getting kind of like, oh, that's not right, and then the church is gonna get involved because the church always gets involved.
In Altered Carbon, the church was against immortality. You know, the stack downloads and stuff. They're just
But
like, no, this is
like,
bad.
It's against God, and also there's yeah. Drinking a Monster there, bud? What flavor you got?
It's the Pipeline Punch juice.
Punch. You know who isn't against the pipeline? I think I might be getting sick. That's not good.
Again? You're getting sick again?
Yeah, I've been coughing a lot. I'm hoping it's all this damn dirt. Something else I've seen on TikTok now that we're getting away from the serious topics. What's it, not glue? What the fuck's that shit called? These all these freaking people are selling for stupid amounts of money. I don't know why. What is this shit? Slime. Have you seen that shit?
No.
People are selling slime for stupid amounts of money.
Slime,
like putty and like what kids play with.
Really?
Yeah, like this. Let me see what this chick sells her shit for. Yeah, like $18, $20, $30, $40. Yeah, like how much do you get, and is it worth buying? I mean, if you're really into slime, or maybe it's just me. I'm used to like slime when I was a kid, where you're getting a little fucking egg, and it was like $3. And your kid would like throw it, you'd lose it in 10 seconds, kind of thing. Right? Wrong?
I guess you could just make it yourself. I don't know.
Yeah, at that point. Oh yeah. Anyway, the slime thing. I'm looking it up on our our TikTok with our 4 videos. We gotta work on that. So, how was your weekend? Actually, how was your Valentine's Day and everything else? You guys enjoy yourself?
That wasn't bad. We went to a steakhouse. Well, it's kind of a steakhouse. It was a pretty nice place. Got some New York strip that was cooked really well. They did it on a wood-fired mesquite grill.
Oh shit!
So
what's the steakhouse called? Or are you not gonna say? What is
Cheers?
Cheers.
Yeah, Cheers.
Go check
I think
out
it's called Cheers on Opa.
Opa? Go to Cheers, guys. Apparently they got good steak. I'm on a huge steak debt.
Yeah. They've got really good steak.
Go check out Cheers. Hashtag check out cheers.com at cheers.com. It's called Cheers.
Yeah, it's just called Cheers.
That's a weird name. I mean, weird for me. I mean, I figured if I had like a restaurant, it wouldn't be called Cheers. It'd be like, is it Cheers Pot?
Oh, it's not Opa. It's Cheers at the OPO in Fayetteville, Arkansas. They have very good steaks.
They got a Cheers bar, steakhouse. Okay, I'm trying to find it so I can do what I'm talking about. I'm horrible at this. What the fuck? I want to see what it looks like. I want to make an image.
Yeah, Cheers at the OPO.
At the OPO. Oh, that's kind of nice. Kind of looks like a Black Angus here. Anyway, well, I did absolutely nothing. So my girlfriend went to her parents' house, and I sat home and sat here and did nothing. I was like, oh, you know what, monkeys to be on. They texted me like, bro, by the way, busy. I said, fuck, okay, bye. Click.
Yeah, I didn't realize I was going to be out of town, but
it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, my girlfriend went to her parents' house. I ordered her like flowers from what was it, 1-800-Flowers or something like that, and then a couple things.
1-800-Flowers.
1-800-Flowers. Pick up the phone. The call is free. I don't know what their catchphrase is, but I'm pretty sure it's good. I don't know. Somebody at work told me to order from them. I was like, you know what? Okay. And then we picked out flowers and sent to her parents' house. And then apparently her dad has a rose allergy, so it was, even better.
Rose allergies, really?
I was like, boom, there we go. That's made my week.
Their catchphrase isn't even that good. It's just your one-stop shop for flowers, gifts, and more.
Lame. Pick up your.
You gotta have a better one than that. 1-800-Flowers.
Yes. Oh, no, that's a bad joke. I won't be able to use that one. Anyway, Shit. So, you know what's funny is actually I like Coca-Cola, so I drink a lot of Coca-Cola. You know, hashtag sponsor.
Mhm.
But I had a lot of amazing slogans for Coke that probably wouldn't go over very well in this climate. So, you guys want to start your morning up, start your morning right with a little bit of Coke.
I like a little Coke in the morning.
Everyone likes a little bit of Coke in the morning. Comes in a Coke in a can. But another thing we could talk about. I'm trying to think. You got anything you want to talk about? Anything over the weekend? Anything you want to bring up?
If any of our listeners have never had butter chicken, the Indian food butter chicken, you should make it for yourself. It's really good.
Butter chicken. There we go.
Butter chicken. Delicious.
What's butter chicken?
It's a curry.
Curry's spicy though. You like spicy food?
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't have to be spicy. You can make it as mild or spicy as you want. But
I don't know. When I went to an Indian restaurant, that shit fucked my stomach up.
Ours was like right on the edge. Like it was enough to where you knew it was hot, but it wasn't overwhelming.
I wonder how hard. Good.
Which for me, I don't know. I can handle quite a bit of spice, so that might be too hot for other people. But
my boy, spicy over here.
Spicy.
What's that hat from? I just noticed you have like a hat on your head.
It's Glitch Energy. It's a Glitch Energy hat. It's another powdered energy drink company.
Like G Fuel?
Yeah.
Oh shit! You got my he's showing off his sponsors.
The team that I'm a part of is sponsored by Glitch. Not me personally.
What's your team called again?
No Ego GG.
There we go. We're gonna drop that shit on here too. There's all sorts of advertisement today. Apparently, free advertisement. We're not getting paid for any of this yet. I'm trying to think of some shit to talk about. I can't think of anything. You want to try? Let's look. What's going on in the world? We should have probably did enough research, but not a ton of it right now. Parents against mask mandates. Okay. No, so there we go. That's something. Hey, how do you feel about the mask mandates? Everyone's talking about getting that shit pulled. What's your little thought process on that shit? You think we should wait? Think it's about time?
I think that it doesn't really matter. I think the people who want to wear masks are going to continue doing it, and people who don't want to wear masks haven't been wearing masks for months now. So
I've been wearing masks for years now, but I've already been sick 3 times, so 4 times.
I mean, me personally, I'll probably keep wearing one, not because I'm necessarily afraid of COVID, but because I haven't been sick in like 2 years. Like I haven't gotten a cold or anything, so like, I don't know if I can completely attribute that to masks or just, heightened cleanliness from a lot of people, which I don't think it's that, because I just saw someone go into a bathroom and come out without washing their hands just like a couple of days ago. So, I mean,
you think that's bad, bro? So apparently they unlocked our restrooms in our office. Mm-hmm. I walk in and there's some dude shaving his chest in there. I'm like, hey, bud. I'm like, well, me and him made eye contact. And I looked at him for a good 3 seconds, like, what the fuck? I said, well, this is awkward. And he's just sitting there looking at me. Then he starts shaving his chest again while he's staring at me. I'm like, oh, good shot. I'm in this conversation. Goodbye. You seem like you're busy. Slowly walked out of the restroom. Very uncomfortable. Very awkward situation. Not gonna lie.
That's weird, man. I don't know what I would do if I walked into the work bathroom and somebody was shaving their chest.
He made eye contact with me. We made eye contact. I'm sitting there staring at him. And he's staring at me as he's sitting there like this, slowly shaving his chest. I'm like, wow, this is interesting.
We used to have a guy that worked at where I work, and he would clean his shoes off in the bathroom. Like he seemed like he was a pretty clean guy, but like it was to the point where he would clean his shoes off, and then he would leave the floor like all wet where he had been cleaning his shoes.
Oh, he would clean them while they were on. I was gonna say,
yeah.
Kind of defeats the purpose of like taking off your shoes in the restroom. But then you said you kept them on, so I guess that's fine. I don't know.
It would create a slipping hazard for everyone else, though. So I don't know how.
It's a restroom. There's always a slipping hazard there to begin with. Let's be honest. I've gone to the restrooms, the floor been all fucking sticky. I guess being sticky is not really a slipping hazard. I don't
No, it's just more of a gross hazard.
Yeah, you go step, fucking shoe gets stuck on the ground. I'm like, bro, is everyone in this bitch got diabetes? Why the fuck's this floor so sticky?
We've been eating honey buns in here.
Yeah, who the hell's been leaving the floor sticky like this? You got any other topics you want to bring up or no or anything? Come on, monkey, you gotta contribute.
I honestly haven't.
You lazy bastard!
Apparently, I can do a pretty decent Hank Hill impersonation. I didn't know that I could do.
Oh, I can do a lot of impersonations. You go first. Come on, Bobby. Let's get the... Oh, okay, I got one. Oh, that's actually pretty good. Oh, yeah, here we go. Here we go. Hold up. So, speaking of impersonations, I had this thought in my head for a while now. Do you think those people who have, like, what do they call them? Like, the puppets? Like, what do they call them? The...
Mannequins? Marionettes?
No, marionettes. Like Jeff Dunham.
Oh, ventriloquist dummies.
Yeah, ventriloquist people. You think those people are fucking nuts?
I don't know how they do it. I mean,
You think they're... No. I'm not talking about the voices. I'm talking about, like, them making personalities for every single one of their toys.
Oh, you think it's like an outlet for multiple personality disorder or something?
I don't know. But it's just kind of weird how they could make like 20 different personalities and give them all their each individual voices and character development, and then sit there and be like, "Hey, bud, it's me." Oh gosh, I'm like, "What the fuck, bro?" And then I had a third thought, and this is gonna be really weird. It's gonna be something people are like, "What the fuck?" Do you think like they get the dolls and like set them up around their room and like have them like just like weird conversations with them?
Maybe.
Weird, right?
Hey, motion picture studios, here's an idea for you.
let me throw this at you real quick. Ventriloquists are all fucking maniacs. And they sit here and talk to... Hear me out. I got something for you. Bring up. Oh, here's a question. How do you feel about Biden pushing that crack pipe thing?
Rack pipe.
You haven't heard his new proposal? I think it was like $40 million for cleaner drug use.
We're
attacking the Democrats today. Yeah, see, uproar over crack pipes puts Biden's drug strategy at risk.
Okay, yeah. I also seen. Let's see.
I think it wasn't just the funding of crack pipes. I think it was for cleaner drug use, so new needles, new whatever the fuck. But people are like,
people are gonna call it what they call it.
I mean, well, it's not wrong, but it's not right. He's not just giving out crack pipes; he's giving out needles and prevent disease and stuff like that. But in the same breath, does it really matter what you're gonna be using? They don't got time to go get their fucking free shit. They're gonna use dirty ass needles anyway. Maybe he doesn't know anything about drug addicts. I don't know. Yeah, but crack. They're all pulling up the crack pipe thing, but it's not just crack pipes. What is inside a safe smoking kit? This one.
Gotcha.
So he has that's $30 million worth of grant money to communities across the country to confront the overdose epidemic, which has been exacerbated. I don't know if that's that word. I hope I said it right. By the COVID pandemic. So he's gonna release a bunch of safe smoking shit. So for crack and everything else. which is dumb, and a lot of people are really upset about that because he promised the whole free school shit or like block off
student debt.
Then said go fuck yourself, and now he's releasing.
I think everybody knew that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, but people. I mean, in my opinion, don't if you don't want debt, don't apply for debt.
Well, if we're talking about culture, that's another part of what I think American culture is pushing college on people.
Pushing it. A lot of jobs. I mean, the worst you need is probably trade school nowadays. You get paid just as much.
Well, yeah, that's that. You and I know that, right? So I didn't go to trade school or anything, but I did. I picked up a trade and I learned it,
Mhm.
and I make more money now than I think
Most
a
people,
lot of
probably,
people
yeah.
with a degree make.
Yeah,
Um,
100%. And
and that's
without
not
any
like a
you're
that's not
not
like a
bragging.
flex, you
You're
know.
not over
It's
here
just
flexing on yourselves. It's an educational thing. Pick up a
yeah.
trade.
And I
Don't
think a
go
lot
to.
of people know.
Mm,
I think a lot of people know that now, but I
yeah,
think that I know for that when I was in school, the general climate was if you don't go to college, you won't get a good job.
gotcha.
Like you heard that a lot, and I think that's part of the reason why so many people get pushed to go to college, even
Even
if
even when
it's
I
not
was
for them.
yeah, even when I was in school, that was the same thing. Everyone was pushing for you to go to college, and that was going to be your goal. And once you graduated college, you become a doctor or a lawyer, or you could become some sort of big shot. Everyone's looking for the college education. And
Yeah.
don't get me wrong, if you're in an office kind of thing like I am, a college degree will definitely get you at least like a management position starting off.
Mm-hmm.
But you're it's not worth it. It's don't get me wrong, you get better odds of getting hired maybe. But
I think a lot of people just don't realize that. I don't know. It's like a college education doesn't necessarily mean that you'll be able to get a job that you'll enjoy either.
yeah.
Like as much as excuse me, as my job frustrates me,
Mm-hmm.
I do enjoy what I do. Like like the feeling of accomplishment that I get from fixing something
Yeah.
is it helps me to enjoy what I do, and I think that that's what a lot of people are missing is getting some kind of fulfillment out of their job. And college degree is not going to guarantee that. Some people they go to college and they get a degree and they get a job that is fulfilling for them, but the overwhelming majority, I think, get into fields that aren't fulfilling at all for them, and they're in that day in day out cycle of I fucking hate my job, I'm going to work.
Or going to school just to get a degree. So they go in there 4 years or whatever, and they get a degree in basket weaving or some stupid shit, but they got a $40,000 loan.
I mean, I hate to say it, but business majors. There's a lot of business majors that are out of work. That they don't have a job that has anything to do with their degree.
How much does it cost to get a business major? Just look it up.
It's a bachelor's degree. I guess it would just depend on what school you go to, but
I mean, just an estimate. About $33,000 to $135,000.
Yeah, there we go. That's the average annual out of state cost for the bachelor program in business management administration or an MBA.
Yeah, so you're spending anywhere between $33,000 and $180,000 to get a $30 an hour job.
If that.
Yeah, so
a lot of places they want experience as well as the degree. So I mean, even with a degree, a lot of times you're getting entry level positions, and
yeah,
it's hard. That's a lot of debt. That's a car.
that's
on the low end.
That's a cheap house.
Yeah.
I mean, in some states, I was looking at moving out of state. In some states, houses are $40,000, and you guys wondering where? It's Indiana or Maine.
Yeah. I live in Arkansas. I bought my house for about $90,000. So
see, I can't even get a house here for under $400,000.
Yeah, it's crazy. Property taxes are crazy.
Property taxes. That's
property.
That's a house.
Yeah, this is property value. Yeah,
that's a house. That's not even a big house. That's a 3-bedroom house for fucking $400,000. I'm like, you're nuts.
Yeah, I've got a 3-bedroom.
I'm like, it's not a crack house. It's a crack home. That's what I'm going to be moving into.
Crack home.
The crack home. Oh, dude, yeah, I told you I lived in the ghetto, man. My fucking aunt was a huge tweaker. I had to end up moving with that crazy bitch. For a while. Okay. You want to play the spin the wheel of controversial topics?
Controversial topics.
Even though they're not even controversial.
Let me see if there's another site I can go to because I think we're kind of exhausting the first
We
one.
exhausted the site already?
I don't know if it's exhausted, but it's you know, I've seen a few of them pop back up again.
No, it's lame.
Let's see. How much do you tend to swear in public?
A lot.
Yeah,
An aggressive amount.
I don't filter myself in public very much either.
Yeah.
Like I kind of probably swear more than I should.
I think I'm just a. I'm not very like what's a word when you're fuck, I don't know the damn word. Like I don't try to like go find fights or pick fights with people.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm also one of those people that go tell you to go fuck yourself if you tell me something in public. So, in the same breath, no, I'm not going to be like, hey, man, go fuck yourself. I'm going to beat your ass just out of the blue. But if I'm over cussing and someone's like, can you watch your fucking mouth? I'm like, go fuck yourself, bitch. That's the, that's the, it's my free country, motherfucker. Go if you don't like this shit. Go to Canada. They're becoming unfree.
I don't think I've ever had anyone stop me in public and be like, "Can you watch your language?"
Really? I've had it a few times. Not gonna lie, maybe Arizona.
My first stepmom was very vocal in public. Like she didn't swear in public, but she would call people out in public a lot, and it was embarrassing. Honestly,
yeah, my mom. So my mom's the same way. She was very verbal, and she's not a very big person, so it was a lot of what's a fucking word? Hold on, let me look shit up. There's a confrontation? Is that the word?
Confrontational?
Yeah. Yeah, because people will be like, oh, what are you gonna do, bitch? My mom's like 5'4", dude. My mom's short. My dad's like 5'5". I'm like 6'3". Don't know how the fuck that happened. I think my grandfather was really tall. But yeah. So yeah, she would like get into, she has a really big mouth, but she's really, really small. So she would get us into a lot of like heated shit. That's actually why my teeth are broken. You never noticed that?
You broke your teeth?
So I lived in the ghetto. This is gonna be a little story time for you guys, if you guys are watching. And I'm a big dude. Like I said, I'm like 6'3", 6'4". I weigh like 280 pounds. I'm a big fat dude, all right? And my mom, some tweaker, was walking by the house, and she starts cussing out this tweaker for no fucking reason. Get your tweaker ass out of here, you fucking bitch. Just cussing out this random person walking down the street who's obviously a drug addict, because that's the neighborhood I lived in. So, oh, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? And they start cussing and shit. And the bitch said, all right, bitch. And then she takes off and goes into her like crack house or crack home, whatever you want to call it, and comes out with like 8 dudes. So me being in a Mexican family, I have like 4 brothers and my dad. So we all walk out of the house, and next thing we know, we're fighting out in the fucking street, and we're hitting these dudes. I'm a big dude. These guys are obviously tweakers, so they weigh like 120 pounds. So we're just dropping them. And then next thing I know, my mom's like, behind you. I turn around, some dude hits me he has like a ring on his hand, and he hits me right in the fucking tooth and shatters that bitch.
Damn.
Yeah, I tried getting it fixed, and the asshole's like, oh, it's $30,000 to get your teeth fixed. I'm like, that's crazy.
That is crazy. What the fuck?
What they want to do is they wanted to pull them. They wanted to pull them out and then put the metal like things in, like a surgery thing, and they wanted to charge me like $30,000. I'm like, it's fucking nuts. So that's why they're not fixed. I got $30,000 to be paying right now. Look.
Yeah, I've never actually gotten into a physical altercation that wasn't like a spar or something.
Oh no, we got jumped, dude. There was like 8 of them.
Yeah, I've never been in a position where I've gotten close a couple times. Like, there's been a few times where people have gotten super confrontational with me, and I've just been like, okay. Stay
strapped or get clapped, son! Just kidding.
I don't know. I think it just throws them off when you're not nervous, you know? I've had people, like, come up to me and, like, try and intimidate me, and I'm just kind of like...
Luckily, I think my size usually is like, oh, okay, yeah, let's just not do that shit. Like I said, I'm not really confrontational. I keep forgetting the damn word. I'm not real confrontational, but like we came down to it. Fuck it, I guess.
I think it's kind of the same for me because I'm right at 6 foot tall, and I've weighed around, like, I'm heavy as I've ever been right now, but like, even in high school and stuff, I was right at about, I don't know, it's like 200 pounds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So like, you know, like people would step up and stuff and then just be like, I don't care.
You want to go, we could go. But yeah, I'm not a real confrontational person, but like I said, if someone gets in my face or starts acting stupid or getting aggressive, then, you know, I'm not worried about it. Fuck it. But in the same breath, like, I ain't trying to go to jail. Everyone's too quick to call the cops nowadays. You can't just have a fight anymore.
Not really.
Yeah.
You know, someone's going to say that you assaulted them or something.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's funny. So I have a lot of stories, actually, since now we're on Story Times of the Ghetto, Tales of the Streets, or some dumb shit kind of shit. But when I was in elementary school, that's actually the first time I got stabbed. I got stabbed right in my leg. I got a big old hole like this in my leg. Like, this is a scar. Some dude got in a fight with me. I think we were playing basketball. And he pushed me. He's a fat dude. I think he's a little bit taller than I was at the time. And I hit him, and he fell back. He had glasses on, so it was kind of like a cheap shot. I let him take those bitches off, and I hit him. And I was just on the floor. I was punching him and kicking him and shit. And next thing I know, he pulls a knife out and sticks me in the fucking leg. Which then made me stomp on him more. So, I mean, yeah. Then they're like, "We're gonna call the cops." I'm like, he's stabbed. My dad's like, this is okay. Here's another thing that I had to bring up culture again. My dad showed up to my school after I beat this kid's ass to the point where he went to the hospital. Shows up to school, and he's like, he goes to the principal's office, was like, he stabbed him, the cops are being called. I was like, who the fuck are you calling the cops on? And he says, your son. He says, for what? He's like, the kid's going to go get his fucking, whatever the fuck checked out, I don't remember what it was. And he's like, yeah, but the kid stabbed him. Why are you... Yeah. It's self-defense at that point. And they were like, oh, they're talking about pressing charges. And my dad said, let them press charges and all this other shit. And then my dad took me home. I got suspended for, I think it was like 2 weeks or some shit like that. And we built a kitchen. I didn't get grounded. I was playing video games, and I built a kitchen. Like,
do you have to get stitches?
Yeah, they stitched it up. They stitched it up like before I went to the principal. So what they did was they took me to the hospital. I got it stitched up. They sent me back to the school, or they called us back in. I had to go back in. They were like, "Well, they're talking about pressing charges and all this shit, blah 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 blah, whatever the crap." And like, he's suspended, but if there's anything else, we'll call you back and we'll have a discussion about it. Nothing else came from that. I never got sued or anything stupid like that. I was like maybe like 13, and so they so they had me in handcuffs. So I was in the hospital, and they had me handcuffed because I don't know, stunned. And yeah, I was crying like a little bitch. I was like,
I've never been stabbed either, so
I've been stabbed at. I've been stabbed. I've been shot at. And the funny thing is I was never gangbanging. I never sold drugs. I never did any of that shit. I played video games. I was a fucking nerd. And I was in football. I wasn't like an aggressive person. I had ADHD like a motherfucker. I went over to Catholic school. Bro, I didn't realize how serious the Catholics were about fucking medication. I'm Catholic, but I went to a Catholic school, St. Vincent de Paul. Is the school I went to. Hashtag St. Vincent de Paul. Gang. No, I'm kidding. But one of the nuns was like, hey, this kid is acting up in class. And they did not play around with that shit. And I guess they sent me to like a what's it called, like a therapist or whatever the fuck they had, like a psych or a trick or whatever you want to call them. And they sent me to them, but it was like the Catholic schools, like their therapist or whatever the hell they call them.
Okay.
And he's like, yeah, your son needs Adderall. So they put him in Adderall. And then I go to school and I'm still acting up, being dumb, just talking shit, making jokes, little kid shit. And then they upped and then all they had to do was they sent an email or something to the fucking to the therapist or whatever the hell the person's called. He needs to up his dosage, and they just upped it over the phone. And they just kept upping it to the point where I was like brain dead.
That's crazy, man.
Oh yeah, they fucked me up, man. And then when I got shot at for the first time was at Alhambra, which is the school I went to. Where's it at? It's down the street from where I live now, actually. So I can find it real quick on my thing. Alhambra. I don't know if it really matters. Alhambra High School. And we're all sitting outside waiting for it. Did you ever any sports like football or wrestling? I don't know if wrestling does it, but I know football did.
I was in basketball and soccer.
Maybe they did it. Where they had like summer camps where you would go in summer and they would train you for like a month in like a
Yeah.
like disclosed location. And so we're waiting outside to go on this like summer camp crap. And a car pulls up. And Alhambra, like I said, it's full of like refugees and shit, and it's like in the middle of the ghetto. And some car pulls up, and they start like like blasting music, and then one of the kids I'm playing football with starts cussing them. Hey, fuck you! You're not supposed to be around here. Dude, just starts cussing them out. I'm like, what the fuck? And the guy's like, what bitch? What'd you say? What'd you say? It's like, fuck you, bitch! You ain't doing shit right now. What's going on? All right, motherfucker! All I hear him do is take off. Shoots around the corner. Then he comes back. All I hear is boop, 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 boop. Didn't hit shit. These bastards could not aim worth a fuck, but they shot up where we were at in front of a school.
Wow.
I was like, that's some crazy shit. And that's kind of like as far as like that shit's gone. And then every other story I have has to do with my aunt because she's a huge like meth addict. Dude, crazy fucking little shit show. I had to live with her for 3 years before she pulled a knife on me. Twice. So.
Yeah, fuck that.
Buggy's like, no comment.
Yeah. Oh, fuck that.
Yeah. No, man, I lived in the ghetto for a little bit. I'm not a ghetto kid or anything, but that's just kind of where I was born. That's where the house was. That's where everything was. Any stories you got, Monkey Boy?
Nothing like that.
You got any good stories to brighten up the mood?
One time I was getting my kid out of the car to go into Big Star and do some grocery shopping.
What's Big Star?
And it's like a grocery store chain.
Is it
kind of like, you know,
is it like an East Coast
like
thing?
No, probably like middle of the country thing.
Okay. I keep forgetting where you're from. What?
I was getting him out of the car and he leaned in to give me a kiss, and I went to give him a kiss, and he like caught me on the lips, like just gave me a peck on the lips or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay.
Good old
I was
Tom
pretty
Brady.
European. So it's kind of European of you. And then he, like, we're walking into the store, and he looked at me and he said, he was really little at the time, and he's just like, Dad, I'm peeing on you. I was like, no. Everybody that heard that, disregard it.
R. Kelly? Is that
My
you?
son is not peeing on me. He's European.
He's European. All right. And did you have the topic generator set up yet?
Yeah. Let's see this one. Would you rather go to a bar, a club, or a house party, or just stay home?
Stay home. I'm not a real social person.
Me either. I would just stay home. I guess that's why we're doing a podcast.
Just gonna stay home, bud. I ain't exactly the most social person. Go ahead. You got another one?
That, I mean, even when I was like getting out of the house more, like I guess like I would go to like a quiet bar. Like I never went to like crazy bars or anything. Just
So again, when I was in high school, a lot of the school actually sent out an announcement when I was still going to school there, like to not go to house parties or big social events, because for whatever reason, it's like I think 4 or 5 of the like house parties we had, they got shot up. Like I don't know what the fuck happened. I guess teenagers acting stupid or arguing or whatever just decided to have a shootout at a fucking like house parties, and I think 2 people my sophomore year or junior year ended up dying at one of those house parties because they were talking shit or someone was talking shit, and they decided to light the place up. And I don't think either of them had anything to do with it, but it was really like, what the fuck, for sure.
People really know how to have fun.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Well, we
That's
had
not my idea.
Dude, we had a lot of like fucked up shit like that happen. Like this one time, there was this chick was on Snapchat. She went to school with us too. And I guess she hit up this one kid who had like money. I guess he came from a family in the area that had a little bit more cash than other people, so he had gold chains and shit. And I guess she hit him up like, "Hey, you want to come hang out or whatever," kind of thing. Like well, apparently she had a boyfriend who was in on this whole scam, and the kid showed up, and the boyfriend came out to rob his ass for his chains and everything else. And they ended up they end up killing the kid, and they send them both to jail for murder.
Jesus.
Yeah, dude, it's fucked up, dude. My high school was fucked up. There was all sorts of shit like that going on over there. The house parties getting shot up, all sorts of stupid shit. And me being me, I was like, haha, good thing I don't go to house parties. Like, I'm a loser, but go fuck yourself.
I just want to play video games.
Yeah, let me go play let me go finish Skyrim for the 4th time this week. Shit, let me go join the Dark Brotherhood and do some sketchy shit. But yeah, no, it was just like shit like that all the time. So I think that kind of deterred me from going to a lot of hard house parties. I think the shit that I dealt with at like home, like my aunt being a really bad tweaker and stuff, that kind of like deferred me from doing drugs and shit like that too. So I don't even drink.
So here's a not even a good question for us, but how many nights do you sleep after midnight?
How many nights do I sleep?
Yeah.
What?
It's every night. Every night.
Yeah,
I work nights, so I sleep after midnight.
I sleep after midnight, yeah, every single fucking day. As it's currently, it's only 10 o'clock here. It's probably like 11 over there. I was like, yeah, we work night. I work nights, so I'm usually not even home till 4 a.m. What? How late do you work till usually?
6 a.m. So I usually get home at around 6:30 ish.
So you go 6 to 6?
Yeah.
I go 4 to 4.
6 to 6 is okay, I guess. 12-hour shifts are long.
They're long, but I got 4 days off, so it's like,
yeah, it's nice. The days off are nice, but like that 3-day stretch where I work 12s every day for 3 days, that the last day sucks. Like the 36th hour is a hard one.
So here's a question for you. I want to guess what you're gonna choose before. So I'm gonna assume Sprite is gonna be the answer. Do you prefer Coke, Pepsi, or Sprite? Or like 7-Up?
Coke.
Really?
100% Coke.
No one likes Coke. Everyone I know doesn't like Coke. Everyone likes Pepsi.
I love Coke, man. Coke's my favorite.
Coke's my favorite too. I can't drink
Give me
Pepsi.
Coke.
Pepsi tastes like shit.
I like Coke Zero. I mean, like I like Coke Zero. I like regular Coke.
Like
I like
Coke
all
Zero?
the Coke. Yeah, I like them both.
I think the diabetic drinks taste like shit. They have like a weird aftertaste. I'm not a fan of.
They definitely don't taste the same as Coke. You know, like how they try to advertise it. It's like, oh, you can't tell the difference. Yeah, you can.
You definitely can.
You can tell the difference.
You're a lying ass bitch.
But it really just depends on what I'm doing. You know, like I prefer the full flavor. Give me sugar Coke.
Have you ever had a root beer float instead of root beer? You have Sprite.
No, I've never done a Sprite float.
Pretty good.
Is it really?
Oh, it's really good.
I bet it is kind of good. I mean, it's lemon lime.
It's pretty solid. Also, another good one is either cream soda or
orange Fanta.
Or orange, like a dreamsicle kind of thing, like a Crush. Yeah. I was thinking Crush. I was thinking Fun. I was thinking Crush.
Okay, yeah. Crush makes more sense in the States, right? Because Fanta, like the first time I ever had an orange dreamsicle float was in Germany, and Fanta's big over there. Like Fanta's like the drink.
Oh, is it? I think I think Fanta's the drink, or Fanta, don't you?
Fanta. Fanta, don't you want that?
The only reason I know that song was my grandmother. Again, my grandmother is very, very, very Hispanic.
Yeah.
And so she used to watch novelas, like soap operas. She probably still does. And that's their fucking drink, dude. That's their fucking drink. Those people are all in there. They're all dressed in like the colors. And also the Fanta drinks. Fanta, don't you want that? Oh wait, voice impressions. That's what we were going to talk about 3 hours ago. So go ahead and do your Hank Hill real quick, and then I'll show you some of the ones I got.
God damn it, Bobby! There's still 15% propane left in this.
You got any other ones, or is that it? Come on,
I don't know if I've got any other ones really.
You gotta discover the situation. All right, so I got Mickey Mouse. I think I've showed this one before already, though.
Yeah. I've heard some of yours.
Hi guys, it's me. What I used to do is I would play like scary video games. I forgot what game it was, but you could do it over the microphone. It was like area proximity chat. Oh, I think it was. That wasn't a scary game. I think it was PUBG. And I was chasing someone around the house with a shotgun. He's already like done. And I was going around, I can smell you bleed. and like fuck around with that, or people used to talk shit to me because they think I was white. And apparently, old Call of Duty Modern Warfare days, the chats are pretty aggressive. So he was sitting there, hey there, brother. Hey, what the hell are you talking about over here shooting your guns at me, bitch? Better watch your mouth, boy. And then obviously everyone was like, you shut up, you white piece of shit. I'm like, what? I ain't paying no way to talk to your elders, brother. And I was just stupid shit like that. Hey guys, it's me, Kermit the Frog. I can't do Kermit the Frog as well, but I tried. But yeah, so then my girlfriend thinks I can do the Joker. Hopefully I could. Hold up, I'm trying to get it. Hey there, Holly. I don't know. We're close enough. So
that sounded like the chocolate woman from SpongeBob.
Do you want chocolate? I remember when I had chocolate. Oh, I got my ass beat one time for that. You remember those cancer commercials? Like for smoking? Like, don't smoke or you'll get cancer, right? Yeah. So my dad, I was like maybe like 9 or 10 when those came out. And the commercials started coming out. So I went to my dad, who's like a really heavy smoker and still is. I'm like, hey dad, you need to stop smoking cigarettes. And he's like, why? I said, because if you don't, you'll sound like me. And he beat my fucking ass. What the fuck
Kids
you
say
said?
the darndest
Beat
things.
the shit out of me for like an hour because he thought I was telling he was gonna die of cancer. And I was just beat the shit out of me. And I was like, this is bullshit. This is what I get for trying to help him. Never helping you again, Dad.
Oh, fuck, that's wild.
Yeah, you beat my ass.
Chocolate.
You remember chocolate. Oh, or this one. So I can do the laugh, but I can't do the voice. I can't do the
Mike
voice.
Wazowski.
Mike Wazowski. Always watching. You got another topic?
Oh.
Maybe one or two more, and then I'll let you go and you can enjoy the rest of your night.
See.
Anyway, those ventriloquists are sketchy.
It's fucking the multiple personality.
You don't think so?
ventriloquist.
You know what'd be really fucked up? You know what'd be really fucked up? Here's another throw at you boys over there at what'd you say? Universal Studios? What'd you say?
Any movie studio.
Any movie studio. Here's one for you. A guy who's a ventriloquist by night, but during the day his dolls take over his personalities, and he goes around like kidnapping and murdering people. But he does it as these like dolls' personalities. So he'd have like a weird doll and be like, "I'm gonna kill you," and he fucking stabs him with the doll or some crazy shit. You know, and they, like every single one, and they can't find out who it is because dolls don't have fingerprints.
Oh no.
Or the dolls are possessed and they take over him while he uses them. And that's why he's so good at being a ventriloquist. But come to find out that all the dolls are like possessed by demons. And they make him do fucked up shit. But in return, they make him famous. Like Jeff Dunham.
What a twist. M. Night Shyamalan, do you hear this? No.
There we go. All right, go ahead.
Oh. Are you a hat person?
Am I a hat person? No,
Yeah.
You are. I wanted to get into hats, but I have the fear that people are gonna think I'm balding.
So you're worried that the hats are going to take more hair off?
I'm not missing any hair. Don't you come to me like that? I got a haircut, sir. But no. I'm worried that people will be like, "Are you fucking bald under that hat?" And I'm like, "No." I gotta like taking the hat off. It's gonna be like, "No, I'm not balding. I just like hats." And then I can't wear them at work anyway. So like the only place I'd be able to wear them is here. But then I don't go anywhere. Again, I'm antisocial. I don't even go out to bars or restaurants or anything. I got this shit order Uber Eats. Son.
I didn't used to be a hat person, honestly.
What made you change your opinion on the hat situation?
Working where I do. Like, honestly, when it came to keeping my hair like cleaner and like protected, hats were the easy way to do it.
Okay. Can wear like a bandana or something, like a biker? Probably pull off a biker.
I mean, Well, I mean, like a bandana maybe could work, but like the only problem with a bandana is that if you have any bit of it that's like loose or
Oh yeah,
possible
probably
to
pull
get
your
caught
ass
in
in the
anything,
probably pull your ass in the machine. Good point.
yeah. But like that was the thing though, is that I have long hair, so
Oh, do you?
I don't anymore. I
I
used
remember.
to have.
I think I remember you having like a man bun, right?
Yeah, I used to wear my hair up a lot.
That's cute.
Um,
I think I made that joke. It's just a joke.
Where?
Oh, speaking of which, speaking of my joke, have you seen that game that everyone's been playing? The Sinew, I think it is. Sinew.
The what?
Sinew. It's like an Asian like a karate game.
Oh,
I don't know if I'm spelling it right.
Sifu or something.
Sifu, is it Sifu?
I think it's
Sifu.
It is
Sifu. Yeah, it is Sifu. And every time you die, or get beat up, you age.
Oh, I did not know that was a part of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so aging mechanic. So you go from age 20 to 75. So every time you get beat up, you age. But the more you age, the more skilled of a fighter your character is.
Interesting. So I guess like the whole thing is like if you how young you can beat the game at.
Yeah.
That's what those tweets meant. I was trying to figure out. I saw a whole thing of tweets about I beat the game at this age or whatever, and I was like, I don't get the joke. But now I understand.
Look at me dropping some knowledge on the boys. This isn't a comedy podcast. This is an intelligent podcast.
It's an educational one.
Educational. There it is.
Used to be, and that's not even as longest length.
It's
not even the longest.
You know what? You look pretty dope in that photo.
It's one of my favorite pictures of me of all time. But
I gotta zoom in a little bit and show the people what we're working with. Hold up. What is this? I think.
Just where I work now, it's hard to keep long hair because it can actually be hazardous, and it's hot.
And you're still getting over that shit you had a couple like years ago. How long ago was that? We all got dragged into the fucking machine.
Oh shit! Okay. So I didn't get dragged there. I got pinned, but it was that was it was scary. It wasn't my hair that did it, but
no. I'm just saying that's the kind of shit you get into.
That's the kind of thing that it definitely makes you reconsider a lot of things, and your bodily safety.
Yeah.
The shit makes me nervous. I mean, like I see people. Like I have subsequently seen people reach into the exact same machine, and I've just been like, "Hey, don't fucking do that."
Yeah, you like keeping your arms, bud? May I suggest not doing that?
Yeah. But like I don't know. Like ever since that's happened, I've been very. I felt like I was fairly safety conscious before then, but since then I've been more. I was just like, okay, see. Even someone like me who does think about the safety of the job that they're doing, even I can fuck up and like not think everything through. And
accidents always happen. It doesn't matter how safe you are.
And so, for the listeners who aren't familiar with the story, a couple years ago, I was working on a machine, some hydraulic portions of this machine, and it's a very big machine. And I unplugged the hydraulic hose without thinking about what that hydraulic hose was doing. And basically, a large carriage fell around me. I'm not going to say it fell on top of me because it didn't really fall on top of me, but my foot was still underneath it. I was kneeled inside of it. So my knees were on the platform. And the platform came down on top of the heel of my right foot, and the rest of the carriage was like literally surrounding me. So I was in an empty portion of the machine. So the rest of my body was fine, but my foot was caught underneath it, and I was pinned. I couldn't move.
Did you?
Luckily, oh no, it was light bruising. I got away with that, like smelling like roses. Like it was a light bruise on my heel and my ankle, and it healed. No problem. Like I didn't even have trouble walking out once they got it off, and I was able to get out. Like I was immediately able to put weight on it and walk around on it. So like, I got really lucky. I didn't get grievously hurt or seriously injured, and luckily I was around other people when it happened, so like they saw it happen, and understandably freaked out at first because they're like, "Oh my god, we just saw somebody die." They thought I was dead, but I was able to call out from inside, and it's just like, "Hey, I'm stuck. Get me out." And they didn't know the extent of it at first, but because at first I didn't know what happened either. Like it happened so fast that I didn't know exactly what had happened, and I gotten sprayed by hydraulic oil. So like I had a bunch of hydraulic oil like all over my face and my body, and as soon as I was able to get that clear from like my face and look around and really assess what was going on, I knew that I wasn't hurt. I didn't have my hands or any other body parts stuck in anything that had injured me, and I could assess that it was just my foot that was pinned. And I was trying to, at first I was freaking out. Like I called out outside of my machine and was like, "Steve, get me out of here," and he was freaking out too because he didn't know the extent of what had happened. And so a bunch of people started flocking around the machine trying to figure out how to get me out. And there was one guy that was trying to pry the platform that had fallen my foot off of my foot, and he had like this ridiculously thin piece of metal that he was trying to use as a pry bar, and I could see him through the cracks of the machine, and I was like, hey, and he looked like he's, "Oh, what is it?" And I was like, "That's not gonna work." He's like, "Hey man, look, listen to me real close.
We're gonna get out of here."
No, I'm okay. I'm okay. It hurts a little bit, but it doesn't hurt a lot. So I don't think that I'm in any kind of danger of like my foot being destroyed or anything. Yeah. So what I need you to do is I need you to get with one of the other maintenance guys, go find that 5-foot pry bar, the one that will actually work, and bring it out here and pry this off of my foot. And so they did. They went and grabbed it, and they were able to pry the platform up enough to where I could slide my foot out from underneath it. And then at that point, I was just stuck inside of the machine. Like I was like sitting there, and I was just kind of like, okay, now I just got to wait for them to pull the guards off the top of it so I can climb out.
Gotcha. Everyone cheering for you when you got out?
I don't remember cheers. I remember people looking relieved that I wasn't like really hurt. There was a lot of people that were nervous. I mean, understandably too, because I was fucking freaking out at first too, but once I got out, like it was weird. It was like, some people thought that, oh, you're in shock or something. That's why your foot doesn't hurt. And I was like, no, I really think that it's not that bad, So they made me pull my boot off and everything so they could look at it, and they're like, oh, I guess it really isn't that bad. And I was like, no, I don't think it's that bad.
Did you get a workers' comp?
No, because I didn't get hurt really. It was a little bruise. I didn't even have to take aspirin or anything for it. Like I iced it for a little bit, and they sent me home to take a shower and change, and I came back to work. So I don't really know if they I don't know what they did with that later, because I had to do an interview about it, and they had to fill out some paperwork. But as far as I know, nothing else came out of it. I don't think that it counted as a lost time incident or a reportable incident or anything like that. I think they chalked it up as a near miss.
Yeah. I don't think they should have been asking you shit. Hey, maybe you guys should have some shit to catch this stuff before it falls on people. I don't know.
Well, I mean, they did. That's the thing, is that once I was out of there and we assessed the situation, it was like, hey, I put a lot of it on myself, because I was like, look, I know how this machine works because I work on it. Mm-hmm. And the thing about it is that I knew that there were certain spots where there's a big ass yellow pin that you could put into the machine that literally holds that carriage up if you don't have hydraulics power on it. So the thing about it is I forgot to put that in before I started working on it. And I told them that. I was like, look, that's my fault. I fucking forgot about this safety feature on the machine. And I made some bad assumptions on what the resting position of the machine was, because that matters when it comes to hydraulics, is what the resting position is, and what position the machine is when the hydraulics are doing work. And European machines and American machines differ in that respect, because American machines apply hydraulics to do work, and European machines apply hydraulics to stop work. But I guess it depends on the machine, but for the most part, that's the philosophy. It's kind of interesting when you get into mechanics stuff like that with different countries and different cultures, because in Western cultures, when you're sharpening a knife, generally you push the blade away from you. Like the idea is you push the sharp edge away from you. In Japanese culture, you sharpen towards yourself.
Why is that? Is there a reason for it?
I'm really not sure. I'm not sure what the reason for it.
Why do the Japanese... This is Japanese... I should know this. I'm Japanese, but apparently not. Japanese sharpen towards... If I can spell. Jesus fuck. Why can't Japanese knives chip? That's all I asked. Okay, there's a video on how they do it. It's dumb.
Huh. They're only sharpened on one side with an angle. That's interesting. Single bevel versus double bevel.
Maybe that's why they sharpen towards themselves?
Maybe. This is stuff that, okay, so just to put a disclaimer out there, this is not something that I looked up for myself or anything. This is something that's been told to me by older mechanics that have been doing this for 30 years and stuff. So, maybe fact check it. I don't know.
Come to find out that they're talking about
one of those things.
They're talking about one Japanese man that they met this one time that just happened to sharpen the wrong way by accident, and they're just yeah, they do it. Everyone, the entire country.
This is passed on oral history, guys.
Yeah, don't. I think all of our shit was oral history. We didn't look any of it up. Apparently, Arizona has its own Bigfoot.
Really?
We don't have that much human forest. I can't imagine he'd be able to hide this long. Bastard.
Desert Bigfoot
hides in the dirt. All right, what were we gonna say? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good. He's like Mark Wahlberg at the end of Sniper, except he was in the snow.
It's a Bigfoot. I saw Bigfoot. I'm like, the fuck? I was looking up Arizona cryptids because I was there. I think I remember saying something last week that we're going to bring up a cryptid, so we get on your Wise podcast eventually. Remember that? We gotta have something. Yeah. Home of the Red Ghost. Arizona is the Arizona legend of Mongolian. Not Mongolia. It's Mogollon. Mogolon. I don't know. I can't say the fucking word. I wonder if it's a native thing. Arizona, Maine, from the Skinwalkers to La Llorona, Lost Sessions Gold Mine. Oh, we have Skinwalkers apparently here. Did you know Arizona has its very own Bigfoot? But the first, it is a giant ape that lives in the desert in the Grand Canyon. Okay, so apparently we don't call ours Bigfoot apparently because we're apparently too unique for that.
I think most Arkansas cryptids are probably river cryptids.
Really? I think probably Skinwalkers too, because Arkansas weren't they big on Native Americans, or am I?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
I mean, they were everywhere, but I think the one that I knew about and I just looked up again is the White River monster, which apparently is a sea serpent like creature, but
you guys got your own Loch Ness monster over there?
I guess it's a sea serpent like. I've heard of that before, but the majority of cryptids that I've ever heard about from people in the area has been like giant catfish.
What?
Like I've heard stories about.
I don't know if a catfish is considered a cryptid.
Well, I mean, like if it's just an unreasonably sized one.
Well, catfish is gonna get up to like 16 feet.
Yeah, this would have been like bigger, because like I've heard stories from people who have heard stories from other people about like underwater welders working on dams seeing catfish that were big enough to swallow a full-grown man, kind of thing. Which to me, I think that would be probably bigger than 16 feet.
Huh?
I don't know. 16 feet's pretty fucking large.
Yeah, it's huge. That's probably bigger than some like alligators. Catfish ever caught. Ever caught. Here we go. Let's look. 646 pounds.
Damn. See,
that could eat a person.
In Arkansas, I believe it looks like the biggest catfish ever caught in Arkansas was 80 pounds.
Yeah, I don't know where the fuck they caught this catfish. Mekong? M-A-M. I can't spell these fucking words, bro. M-E-K-O-N-G. Mekong? Mekong? Oh, the fuck. Champion of the world, according Mekong giant catfish. I don't know where the fuck the Mekong catfish is even at.
Oh, I'm lying. 116-pound blue catfish was the biggest one.
Freshwater is the biggest freshwater catfish. I wonder how long it takes to catch a 646-pound catfish.
I guess it depends on what you're using to catch them.
Located.
The biggest one in state history is
Thailand.
215
Thailand.
pounds.
Shit, Thailand. Thailand. They said Thailand, and I'm like, yeah, I can see that. I mean, all the shit that's in that water over there, I guarantee those fish get fucking massive. Now, the fact that they caught it is kind of extraordinary, in my opinion. Good.
So, the biggest fish ever caught in Arkansas is a 215-pound alligator gar, which if you've never seen an alligator gar before,
those things are kind of terrifying too.
Yeah, they're scary looking. This one's not a very scary picture of an alligator gar, but they are scary looking. They've got sharp teeth.
Yeah, they just look terrifying. I don't think they're aggressive though. I could be wrong.
I don't think they are either.
Or something else I thought was kind of interesting. I didn't know piranha weren't aggressive.
Piranha were what?
That they won't. You know how they always depict them in movies like they'll eat everything that goes in the water.
Yeah.
Apparently, they're not as aggressive as we originally anticipated. Or as I thought.
No.
Like, there was this one dude. I think it was River Monsters. I don't know if you've ever seen that shit. It was
River Monsters? Yeah.
Animal Planet. And yeah, he would go and he jumped in a pool full of piranha, and he's just sitting there like, yeah, they won't bite you. The only time they get a little aggressive if there's an injured animal or something's dead. I guess they're more or less like bottom feeders. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, you say something. You want to say something? I apologize.
No. I was reading on piranhas.
Oh, you're sitting there looking like this, like you're waiting for me to finish. And I'm like, oh, okay. I thought you had something to say.
No. No, I was listening to what you were talking about with media portrayal of piranhas, and then like catching up.
They have a lot of maybe because there's a fear of just water in general, like oceans and like lakes and rivers. Like you never know what the fuck's in there. So they got movies like it's Sharknado, and then they have like the giant piranha and all these like I don't know what those are considered. Are they considered Canadian films, or what are the ones that are like really like dumb, like scary movies? What are they called?
B movies.
B movies, is that what they're called?
Yeah, it's typically like lower budget films.
Oh yeah, they got like Mega Piranha versus Giant Crocodile or some dumb shit, and they have all sorts of like stupid shit like that.
Creature features.
Yeah.
Sharknado, I remember when that was first going around, I was like, there's no way I'm gonna watch this movie, and then I ended up watching it.
Was it any good?
And I was like, this movie is fucking awesome.
Was it good?
No, it was terrible, but that's what made it good.
What's a terrible movie that actually ended up being like solid? Like you thought like there's no way this is gonna be a good movie, but it turned out to be like, all right, it's not bad.
Napoleon Dynamite, easy choice.
I never
Like
seen
that
it.
movie looked like it was going to be terrible, but it was so funny.
I've never seen it, which is really bad because it's like a cult classic kind of thing.
It's worth watching.
There's a lot of cult classics I've seen. What was that one? I'm not a huge person who listens to musicals, but it's the one with fuck. What's the fucking movie called? Something picture show. Rocky Horror.
Oh, Rocky Horror. Yeah.
Yeah, I seen that one. I was kind of like, what the fuck? But apparently, it has a huge fucking like cult following. I guess like in Arizona, I don't know if this is in every state, but Arizona, like I think once a year, they have a huge like Rocky Horror Picture Show night. Like all these people show up and like dressed as the characters, more or less. They come in like yeah, so they have a huge thing like that here every year or something like that. You got one more topic for me, or are we gonna want to talk about some cryptids?
I was just looking through B movie classics.
Okay.
So Sharknado was on that list, obviously.
Yeah,
I mean,
obviously.
It was this list of 100 best B movies of all time. Sharknado was rated number 90 on that. I'm trying to see if there's any other ones here that I remember seeing. Oh my God, Bible Man.
I haven't heard of that, but that sounds like a movie I'd like to watch.
Bible Man. I've seen clips of it. It's wild.
I would be terrified of the Bible Man. The Giant Claw. Hercules in New York. I didn't know that was a B movie. It has Arnold in it. The big.
Oh, we're looking at the same list then.
Yeah, the Big Dollhouse. I bought a
Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I've heard of that.
Someone banging on the door. What the fuck?
There were some other ones. There's got to be some other ones on this list that I've seen.
I bought a Vampire Motorcycle. I haven't seen that one. Iron Sky. I haven't seen that one. Mazes and Monsters. I haven't seen that one. Food Fight. The fuck? Prophecy. Deathbed. The Bed That Eats. King Kong Lives. Sharknado is 90.
House on Haunted Hill was considered a B movie. Interesting.
Ninja Terminator.
Ninja Terminator.
The Blob. I've seen The Blob. I haven't seen that one. Piranha. I've seen Piranha. Alone in the Dark. I think I might have seen it, but I don't remember.
Yeah, I loved Alone in the Dark back in the day.
The Hobgoblins. What the hell's a Hobgoblin? It's really, I've seen Leprechaun. All three of them.
Yeah.
The first entry is list of scenes that makes appearances on the worst movie ever list. But to be perfectly honest, it's one of the more entertaining bad movie featuring on the series. Stellar, surreal, Garden Tools fight scene. The beast from 20,000 fathoms. It looks like a giant dinosaur. So, here's something with the Final Destination. What the fuck am I talking about? What the fuck was that movie called? Or TV series? It wasn't a movie. It was a TV series. Fuck, old as shit. What the fuck is that? You know the song?
Twilight Zone?
Twilight Zone. There it is. Would that be considered like a B series?
I don't think so, because it was pretty mainstream and popular.
But it wasn't
even during its run.
They're probably low budget though.
Yeah, I don't think low budget necessarily is the only defining characteristic of a B movie, though.
The Ginger Dead Man.
The Ginger Dead Man. There is one movie on this list that I think is especially notable. Outside of there's two. The Room, first of all.
What about the original X-Men? The man with the X-ray eyes. He's the original X-Men.
He's the original Cyclops.
The Valley Song, Mr.
But besides The Room, there is one movie on this list, it's number 6 on this list, called Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. That movie is incredible. And I agree very heavily with what they say here, where they say it's criminally underseen It's so good. Okay, so the breakdown that they give in here is what it is. It's kind of like a behind the scenes look at supernatural serial killers or psycho killers or whatever. Like it does these breakdowns of how these things, like the horror movie tropes, like how it seems like the killer can keep up with the victims without ever running, and how the killers train, and like how they choose their victims, and what they do to build up to killing their victims and stuff. And like basically the way it works is a mockumentary. Is this a group of college students find this guy somehow, and they interview him, and they follow him around. It's like found footage almost, where they follow the guy around, and he's setting up his kill night, and it's amazing. It's actually an incredible movie, and it didn't get a lot of recognition and didn't have a huge budget, but it was incredible.
I like how they spelled clowns with a K. Killer Clowns from Outer Space. That one, I've seen that one too.
I've heard about that one.
It's not bad. It's not great, obviously, but it's not bad. I think I told you about it like last time we were doing this shit. It was like the thing we did where they like wrap people up in cotton candy and they turn them into like other clown, like alien clowns and like dumb shit.
Yeah, yeah.
We're just going through. We got Cyborg, which looks stupid. Masters of the Universe. Werewolf. Shark Attack. Green Megalodon. Hey, Jack. My dog just like kicked open my door. Hi, bud. My dog's in here.
And then, of course, there's the room. Oh, hi, Mark.
Hi there, dog. Oh, he's running around. Uh-oh. He's not... Oh. Alright.
Wanted to come see you.
You wanted to come see me? He's not even looking at me. He's over running around. Bastards. Oh, shit. My lights, they're broken. Well, I think this light's down.
Sorry, I didn't find a group or device named Broken.
What?
Broken?
I didn't see a device. Oh, okay, as we were saying, do you have an Alexa, by the way?
No, I don't.
Lame. You don't want something.
I have a Google Home, but
You don't want something listening to everything you say?
Huh?
You don't want something listening to everything you say?
I mean, I don't. It doesn't really cross my mind a lot, but the Google Home's not even hooked up, so.
Oh, my Alexa's hooked up. That thing listens to everything I say. And I like fucking with it and find out what words it can't say.
Alexa, fart for me.
Alexa, fart for daddy. The fuck?
Welcome to Big Fart. Would you like me to fart?
Apparently Big Fart's a thing.
Yes.
Okay. I give the smell 9 out of 10. I will give the execution 6 and impact 8. Magnificent. Try asking for a rotten fart. Or say random.
What's a rotten fart?
Here comes a rotten.
Oh god, someone else. I wasn't.
Try asking me for a random fart or try a 10-second fart countdown.
Apparently it has a lot of farts. I didn't know that. Well, the more you
That was a quick and squelchy.
it just keeps going.
Try
Alexa, off.
Okie
Okie dokie.
Okie dokie there, friend. Oh yeah, just turn it off here, bud.
What the fuck?
It just kept going, dude. I don't know what the fuck. Oh, now the dog wants to leave. What the fuck are you doing, Jack? Oh, he's by the door. Okay.
Oh, we started talking about Coca-Cola, and I got an ad for it.
Hey, good old FBI agent listening to everything we say.
Thanks, Coke. You know what I like.
You know what? You already know I ordered you, baby. Oh, speaking of which, I was gonna order a cream soda, right? And I was like, you know what? I kind of feel like getting some cream soda. So I looked up like what's the best tasting cream soda, and I came up with one. I was like, this is the top rated, family owned, like personal, whatever the fuck. Going through their spiel on how great the soda is. I didn't read it. I just wanted to know if it was the best or not. So I went for the number one. I clicked on it though. The price itself wasn't bad. It was like $14 for the soda. And then the delivery price hit me. You know how much it costs to deliver that shit?
How much?
$50 fucking for a case of soda. So I'm like,
$50.
I didn't order it. I'm like, I'm still broke. We gotta make sure this podcast pops off so we get some cream soda fun.
Yeah, hey, the podcast, we need to pop off because I'm trying to order chocolate from Germany and stuff.
if you don't mind, I want the finer things in life, please.
We'll talk all about it on the podcast.
I'll ship one to Monkey and I'll get one. And we can grade them on live stream on TikTok.
There we go.
There we go. Priorities. It sounds good. I'm Larry.
Sweet. And I'm a monkey, James.
And this is the Simply Evil podcast. If you guys have anything you guys want us to talk about in the next podcast, feel free to do so. And we'll bring up your names, everything else in our thing, and we'll post this on TikTok and Facebook and YouTube and eventually to Spotify whenever this dude gets me back with the artwork. It's been a little bit. But have a good night and take care.
Bye-bye.